everyone, I am the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for week 14 of the NFL season. So I'll be predicting all these games set to take place in week number 14. We're coming off a week last week where we went, I'll call it 11-3-1. If you want to count the tie as a loss, then I'd be 11-4, but either way, that's a good week. And here you can see all the teams on bye this week. That includes the Colts, the Bears, the Packers, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Commanders. All on bye this week. Means we'll have 13 games instead of the usual 16. So without further ado, let's get started with the AFC. Here, let's look at the Jaguars and Titans to get things going. Jacksonville, they've seemed to have fallen off as of late. And I don't think this is going to be too particularly close. Give me the Titans. Jets and Bills. Buffalo currently holding on to that top seed in the AFC after last week's results. New York trying to fight their way into the playoffs. I just don't think they'll be able to do it in Buffalo. Give me the Bills. And for my next one, this one's going to be my upset of the week. Give me the Browns, who just simply seem to have the Bengals number, much like the Bengals have my Chiefs number. Except the Browns play the Bengals twice a year, no matter what. The Bengals might play the Chiefs twice this year. Who knows? But ultimately, I do think the Browns have their number. Couple that with the Bengals maybe being on cloud 9 after their win over the Chiefs last week. I'll take the Browns. Ravens-Steelers set to take place in Pittsburgh. Give me the Steelers, especially against a Ravens team without Lamar Jackson. The game taking place in Pittsburgh. The Steelers team, I think, might be a bit desperate to win. I'll take the Steelers here. And then we got my Chiefs head to Denver. I believe it's been 13 consecutive wins for the Chiefs over the Broncos. I think that continues against a lackluster Broncos offense. I do think Denver has a defense that will keep this game a bit closer than it probably should be. But in the end, this is a Chiefs win. Moving on, the AFC and NFC matchups, the interconference matchups. We'll start with my lock of the week. That is the Cowboys. I think their game against the Texans will be somewhat similar to what we saw last Sunday night for the Cowboys and the Colts. That is, Houston at least keeps it competitive for a half, maybe 3 quarters, but then Dallas just runs away with it and steamrolls the Texans. By the way, we are skipping those primetime games in case you were wondering. Moving on, the Vikings travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. If the Vikings win this game, they are going to lock up the NFC North. But I've got a feeling that the Lions pull the upset, especially in Detroit. Give me the Lions, who have been fairly hot as of late. And speaking of teams that can lock up a playoff spot this week, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. They're traveling to the Meadowlands to play the New York Giants. The Giants currently holding on to a wild card. I've just been too impressed by the Eagles as of late. I'll take Philly to win in the Meadowlands. Next up, Buccaneers, 49ers, Tampa Bay, San Francisco. I was going to take the Buccaneers to win this when I heard that the 49ers are going to have to rely on Purdy to be their quarterback, but yeah, no. This just seems like a game where Tampa Bay's offense just will be unable to do too much, especially against a great 49ers defense. Give me San Francisco. And then the Panthers, coming off of a bye, travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. I'm still taking the Seahawks because of the home field advantage they have over in Seattle. So let's now take a look at the other primetime games. Starting off with the Dolphins and the Chargers Sunday Night Football. A team that currently has a wild card versus a team that really wants a wild card. Here, I just don't like the Chargers defense all that much, and that leads me to picking Miami to win this game. It'll set up a matchup which I believe takes place next week between the Dolphins and the Bills, which might be for the AFC East. We'll just have to see about that. But I am taking the Dolphins there against the Chargers. That, by the way, would lock up the AFC West for the Chiefs, making the first team in the AFC to lock up a playoff spot. Thursday Night Football is the Raiders and Rams. This is another game that looked a lot better than it does now. You look back how this game looked in the preseason. Yeah, this game looked a lot better back then. And now the Rams, who have been dealing with quite a bit of injuries, may have to depend on Baker Mayfield to be their quarterback. Maybe that unpredictability helps them against the Raiders, but the Raiders are just on fire, it seems, right now. I'll take them to get another win over a struggling team, this case over the Rams. Monday Night Football pits the Patriots against the Cardinals. It's an Arizona team coming off a bye. I think this one is going to be fairly close. But in the end, look, Arizona, it just seems as though every year the Cardinals have some slippage down the stretch. And this is a year where they absolutely don't need it. But I think it happens here, and especially being out-coached by Bill Belichick, which is what I think does happen here. I'll take the Patriots to get the road Monday Night Football victory. So there you go. Here's my picks for week number 14 of the NFL season. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more to come in the following weeks. I've been the Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.